Hi everyone, it's good to be joining you. Today I would like us to pray in solidarity with those in our community, both the Circle community as well as our broader communities, experiencing significant financial uncertainty at this time. I work as a financial wellness and housing counselor for a nonprofit organization, and daily over the past 4 months, I have talked to people whose entire livelihoods and sense of financial stability have been turned upside down literally overnight because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Millions of people who were already living paycheck to paycheck suddenly found themselves without a paycheck. People who are now dreading seeing another first of the month inch closer and closer because they know it's going to be yet another month that they just literally cannot make their rent payment. And that voice in the back of their head reminds them that eviction moratoriums just aren't going to last forever. The 29 million people who now see that July 31st cutoff date for the additional pandemic unemployment funds that are being used to help somewhat make ends meet right now, that expiration date is looming just days away. Many have no indication of when they'll be able to go back to their job, and others who have had to start from scratch have dozens and dozens of submitted job applications remaining unanswered. Yet others have seen years and years of dreaming and hard work crumble in front of them as the small business they built from the ground up has struggled or folded entirely. These individuals have no idea what the future holds on a business level or a personal level. Financial uncertainty can be a significant cause of stress and many other emotions. Not being sure how you are going to meet your family's most basic needs is downright terrifying. Add this to the other constant barrage of emotions and uncertainty we are all feeling during this time, and for some, this added financial stress can just feel utterly soul-crushing. If you're feeling overwhelmed by financial uncertainty at this time, a few words that I just want to share specifically with you. First, this is not your fault. It's not. Second, you're not alone. Even if you feel more isolated than ever before, you're not alone. And finally, it's going to be okay. It may not be okay now, it may not feel like it ever will be, but it will. One of the things that first drew us to Circle was the mutuality that we saw within the community. A community that shares of their time, their hearts, and their resources with one another. Along those lines, if you are concerned about meeting your family's needs in the days to come, please reach out to your cell leader or pastor. We have a mutuality fund for this very purpose. Tonight, let's further express that spirit of mutuality together as we pray and stand in solidarity with those concerned about their finances and how they will meet their needs in the days ahead. Pray with me. God, we know you are our provider. In these times where so many of us face financial uncertainty, help us to remember this. You are our provider. We believe our money all belongs to you, but we also recognize that in our broken world, money is required in order to meet our most basic of needs. In a time where financial stability has been stripped from many of us, it is perhaps easier than ever to feel alone and anxious. Unite us together as a community to actively overcome these feelings with one another. Please bring peace and provision to those of us who have experienced financial struggles during this time and who will continue to in the days ahead. Give grace and health and strength to those of us choosing between paying rent and sacrificing health to go to work at an essential job. Provide for those in need among us, in our church, in our neighborhoods, in our city, and in our country, and inspire those in power to act in ways that don't leave those who are vulnerable behind. And because we know that we are often the answers to our own prayers, ignite a spirit of mutuality among us, among those of us who may be in a position to share openly and abundantly. Ignite that spirit of mutuality so that we can do so to make sure none of us goes without. Help us all recognize our blind spots as we struggle to be free from the grip that money and consumerism can so easily have on us. Meet our needs. Break us free from the chains of shame that can so easily weigh us down when it comes to money. Help us resist the push towards consuming more and restore us to a community where everyone's needs are met and no one goes without. Lord, hear our prayer.